They say you don't become a witch. That it's just one day you wake up and realize that's what you've always been. The one that doesn't always fit in. The one that likes the woods, the sun and sky, cats, owls, and the moon. The one who stays up late reading books, playing role-playing games, and learning the names of the stars. The one that likes to wear black eyeliner, capes. And then you realize, oh, that's what I am. I'm a witch.
Hello.
Hey, Lola. Yay. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad to be here.
Yay. Me too. We missed last week.
We missed last week,
It happens.
Life happens, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. My poor old dog is still with us.
Aww.
She's still riding shotgun with me, Honey Bear. So forgive her if she's in the background here, you guys.
Oh, she's part of all the things we do.
She is.
Yes, she is.
So I'm excited to be here. We had two of my favorite subjects, Lola. I am Belladonna LaVeau, and this is Lola Starr. And
Hello.
We are here to share the mysteries and the maiden on the seeker's path today.
Yay. So let's jump on into the mysteries.
Yes, let's do it. Well, this is one of my favorite because, we do the mysteries.
Yes, you do. ATC does the spring mysteries, and of all the festivals and whatnot that have been going since I was going to say the dawn of time, but like there's a lot of different mystery festivals. They have the Dionysus mysteries. They have I think it's the Orphic mysteries, and we do, as the ATC, you do the spring mysteries.
Eleusinian.
Thank you.
Eleusinian mysteries, right? Spring mysteries.
I always say it wrong.
There are a lot. Yeah. And the cool thing about it is that the mysteries have been around even before that. So the Eleusinian mysteries evolved from the Sumerian mysteries and the Egyptian mysteries, and then it went to Greece, then it went to Rome, and then it was gone for a while, and now it's in Washington State at the ATC. So It's really cool how it's evolved over 3,000 years. And the Orphic mysteries are back, and paganism is having its renaissance,
Yes, it is. And people often ask what kind of religion or what kind of spirituality is Wicca or witchcraft. And I always like to tell them it's about the mysteries. It's a mystery tradition. And then they're like, well, what are the mysteries? What are the mysteries? What are the mysteries, Bella?
So that's the thing about it. It is protect the mysteries, reveal them often.
Yeah.
That is what we say. Protect the mysteries, reveal them often. And the cool thing about that is that if you don't know that you just saw something sacred. But if you know, you go, oh.
Yeah. And sometimes sometimes it takes a couple times to see it again and again, and then you realize, because when I first got into Wicca and witchcraft and started studying the mysteries, I did not know what I was seeing were mysteries until I saw them again, like another time, and then knew more about it and went, oh my God, I've been seeing these my whole life.
Well, the thing about that's the spiral path. It's not a circular path, because by the time you get around to the beginning, you know more. So you're a step further along the path. And so every time you come around to, say, Ostara, you've been through however many Ostara rituals. I've been through, like, I don't know, if you count the times when I've done more than one a year, I've probably been to 60, 70 Ostara rituals, maybe even more than that. Every time you see one, you get something out of it. And that's the mystery, is that's what was there for you that time. That is what happens when you see something and spirit goes, that's the part you're paying attention to today. That happens when you're reading tarot, when you're reading these oracle cards, when you're witnessing your life, when you're witnessing other people's lives. That is also the mystery.
Well, we're not the same person we were a year ago, so it's going to be different for us every time. I would hope it would be different for us as individuals, because if you're getting the same thing over and over and you're like, whatever, then it means you're not evolving.
Right? Yeah, you're not evolving. Yeah, I'm trying to cut off some of my open things down here because I'm having a hard time hearing you, and I hope you're not having a hard time hearing me.
I can hear you. You're just good. It might be my air conditioner that's on. That might be.
Or the fact that I have 37,000 windows open on my computer.
Well, that could be it too, Bella. You never have a load of windows open. Never.
I do too. It's terrible, but it's just how it goes. So I don't know. It's my to-do list. If I keep all those things open, then I know what I'm working on.
That's overwhelming. That's the mystery. That's the mystery of Bella.
Well, I get so much information. It takes Dee a long time to tell you something. So I get so much information, and then I have to move on to the next project so that they can download. I can put in the information for that download.
Yeah. So
that's the excuse I'm using right now. Anyway.
I like it. No, I think it works. Do you ever feel like, because you have been doing this a really long time, you are putting, you're part of putting together the Spring Mysteries. You have studied them. You're channeling Goddess. You're doing all these things. Do you ever have a time? And I know this is more of a rhetorical question, I guess, but is there ever a time where you feel like, have you ever felt like you haven't learned something new in a few years and then something hits, or do you just constantly learn all the time? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes it's like, you got to know, you can't know everything, but do you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm not even studying right now, and I'm having a hard time saying
okay. Yes. I feel like I learn new things all the time. And I feel like when you stop learning new things, that's when you get old. When you stop having that desire to experience new things. I'm studying Theosophy right now. And I just had a 3-year business education with Mary Kay. I did a lot of really neat things. And I learned belly dance. I did, I like to keep learning and growing because, it makes me feel good. I'm an eternal student. Learning is one of my top 5 strengths. So, and I've learned how to be a student of the universe instead of just a student of books, because one of the mysteries is that they're experiential. You have to engage in life. Life is not a spectator sport.
No.
You can't sit behind a computer screen and get everything. Computers augment life, but you got to get up and get out there and experience things in person. And it's been like 3 years for everybody, so they're kind of hesitant to do that, I think, sometimes. But, you go through things in life and you get an opportunity to reflect on those, and you learn stuff. And the reason that they taught us irony and satire and foreshadowing and all those kinds of things in literature is because that happens in life too.
Yeah.
You get clues, and if you if you don't pay attention, your clues get bigger until you get hit with the clue by 4. We try to learn from the gentle hints of the universe because they're not nearly as painful.
Well, but some people just won't, don't get it the first 10 times. And maybe that's their lesson, is that maybe they know that. They know that, it takes me a while, but when I get it, I get it. And, and so, because sometimes some of us get it quicker than others, and it doesn't mean that we're smarter or we're more experienced. It's just not sometimes it's not our time to get it. It's not that person's time to get it. It's everyone's personal experience. So
that's so true. See,
yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my girl Namir. I love you too, sweetheart. That is so true, Lola. You can't judge somebody else's path, because everybody it's you got to learn what you're supposed to learn at the time.
Yep.
And sometimes it's really difficult to learn some things, and sometimes other people it's real easy, and they may have a hard time learning something that you find easy. And we all compare our insides to other people's outsides, and we never are served by that. We should just focus on loving ourselves and being the best we can be every day, and cheer our brothers and sisters on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that's a part of the mysteries that's so hard to explain to people. Not only is it about having the experience, your personal experience, but it's hard to explain because it's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to be different every year for everyone. Sometimes it's different every minute of the day. It just depends on what's happening in your life. So you can't really tell someone, well, this is what you're going to experience, and this is, and so I find that a very difficult question to answer when they're like, tell me about the mysteries. What do you mean about the mysteries? Like, for instance, this card.
They're ineffable.
Yes, yeah. So this oracle card we're looking at, I talked with the artist, and, she asked, well, what are the mysteries? Right. And she's a witch, but, there's things she's learning, and she actually learned a lot about these topics by her talking to me and we collaborating on what her vision was and what my vision was. And she captured it pretty well, because I love the blindfold, and I love the idea of all these things just around. And it doesn't mean you're blinded to what's around. It almost means that you got to have trust and faith in that they will appear to you when they need to. And so it was really cool that she captured it, because I was having such a hard time explaining to her what the mysteries were without revealing too much. You know what I mean? But I really like that she got kind of how I was saying it. And I was like, okay, yeah, you got it. I guess I explained it pretty good.
Well, yeah, it's the mysteries. Misty is those who have not seen, and Epopti means those who have seen.
Yeah.
And in the Eleusinian mysteries, those are kind of trademarked words in that culture that are specific to the Eleusinian mysteries about whether you've seen the mysteries or not. And they happen all the time. If you I do this exercise. I can do this exercise where I can show you that people see what they want to see. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you close your eyes and close your eyes. Oh, no, wait. Look first for everything in your room that's brown. Everything in your room that's brown. Take notice of everything in your room that's brown.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now close your eyes. Tell me everything. Oh, close your eyes. Tell me everything that's green.
Well, right? That's not fair.
But then people see what they want to see. And so you're blind to the mysteries unless you need to see it. And you only need to see it if you're looking for it. That's the thing.
Exercise. That's really cool.
You have to look for the positive, and you have to look for the good in every situation. Like when something bad happens to me, I sit down and I go, okay, what am I getting out of this? How is this serving me? What's the lesson here? God is telling me this is painful. I don't like it. Help me get through this one. This one's not happy. No happiness. Let's get back to happiness. And I'll look in the mirror and I'll say the things that I want to say to whatever's going on with me. And I'll ponder my thoughts and I'll look for the good.
Yeah.
And once I figure out how it's helping me, then I can be grateful for it. And then I'm not in pain anymore. Spiritual pain comes from lack of gratitude. And the mystery is thinking that you're being punished instead of blessed.
Yeah. Well, I like that the mysteries affect. There's so much as above, so below with the mysteries. There's so much the microcosm, macrocosm concept, because there's so many things that happen on a small scale with us that is really almost identical on what is going on in our planet or our universe, or our you know what I mean. And it's like, that is also part of the mysteries, is going, gosh, everything that's happening to my body and my mind and my spiritual being is very reflective on what's happening to this planet, what is happening to the people as a whole, and so there, and then it gets bigger and bigger, and that is sometimes really hard to grasp for people. So I always like to tell them, just pay attention to what's going on with yourself, with your body, with what you're thinking, and then start taking note on when you start feeling that way. What are you affecting, like within a smaller bubble? What are you affecting? Who are you affecting? What is the air changing? Does it feel different? Do you smell something? And then start to expand it a little more and just take note of that. And you'll start to notice that I always say that it starts with us and it just grows out, and you can affect the universe. You can change the world. I think that's a big part of the mysteries too, is when you tell someone that, they're like, well, what do I need to do? And it's like, be observant, like you said. Take a look at everything. You were having me look at all the brown things. I didn't look at one single green thing, and now I'm seeing green everywhere. And so it's like, pay attention, and what am I supposed to be looking for, Lola? You'll know it when you see it.
You'll feel it. Yeah, you'll know it. Well, the thing about witchcraft is that you have to step outside the illusion that all this stuff is happening to you.
Yep.
And understand that you're happening to it.
Yes.
Forever we have known our shamans, our witches, our prophets, our religious leaders, our spiritual leaders have said the universe is made out of some kind of stuff that turns into whatever you believe it's supposed to be. Even quantum scientists, it's called M theory, know that quantum physics teaches us, if you think that it's supposed to be this way, that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
So control your thoughts and your universe will just fall in line with it.
Yeah.
But you know how we teach everybody to go diesel in their circle. Every time you have a negative thought, you just completely stop and start creating this other thing. So you have to just stay focused on what you want. And that's the trick.
Yep.
Don't bitch at people in your head. Don't talk bad to yourself in your head. Don't say you can't do it.
Well, there's also, I think, the mysteries teaches us a certain, wouldn't you say it teaches us some accountability and because accountability and self-awareness go hand in hand, and you have to be self-aware to understand the mysteries.
Well, personal responsibility. You have to be ever vigilant of what you're thinking and doing and saying, and what habits you're forming, because they create your reality.
Yeah. I just told someone today about looking at a situation that was really difficult for her to be part of. And I gave her a new perspective, how to look at it. And to me, it was obvious, because not because I'm smarter than this person or whatever, but I've been doing this for a while, where I can change and say, here's the perspective. Here's a different perspective to look at it. And I guess I take that for granted, because her reaction to it was like, I gave her the cure to cancer, which I was very flattered. She was like, oh my God, Lola, oh my God. Like, it was like light bulb moment, and I'm sitting there going, and then I realized, I'm like, wait, you know what? This was her mystery. This was her turn to learn something. And I was so happy I could give that to her. And it made me realize that we hold a gift. We hold a key to the mysteries. We talk about keys a lot, and I like how you say getting the keys to the kingdom, when you get that. And we have this key, and it's not our key to keep. It's our key to share when it's needed to share. Like, hey, look, I earned this key, but you can have the key too. Your key might look different than mine. My key looks like those old skeleton keys. Your key might look different. Like, you know what I mean? It's
I do. I do. I used to when I do Hecate as when I'm a vessel. I keep a bag of keys, and they're all different. And I pull out a key and give it to somebody, and the shape of the key tells me what Hecate wants me to say. I mean, it defines the message. But anyway, you said something really powerful. You have been to Wolstenstein Theological Seminary, wiccanseminary.edu, and the very first chapter in the very first class in that curriculum is the alchemy of perspective. So the first thing you learn how to do is change the way you look at a situation, and that gives you the power to go from victim to victor. And that is witch muggle.
Yeah.
Witch muggle. Being able to step outside the illusion and be able to control your perspective and see through and change how you deal or how you see or how you interact with a situation gives you all the power.
Yeah. And that's a really beautiful skill to learn. And it's funny because I love that today I had several conversations with people about these gifts that we're giving and skills that we've learned, because there are people that I talk to that aren't witchy people. They're just, but I try to explain to them like how to look at things. And like the girl I told today, she's a witchy person, but I was telling her that I have talked to other people where they don't know what they are. They might be spiritual. They're not witches, but and I'm able to even, I guess, muggle it down for them. And not muggle it down. I don't want to say that because that sounds like I'm saying dumb it down. No, I change my language. You know what I mean? So instead of using the witchy language, I use more of a mundane muggle language to have them look at things at a different perspective. And it is a skill that I learned, yes, at the school, that I've learned in coven work. And you can apply it to anybody and anything. You don't have to be a witch to have that perspective and learn how to look at things in that different perspective.
Well, and perspective gives you options.
Yes,
if you get options, make people feel better. If you feel like you're being forced into one choice, and you obviously don't want to make it, or you'd already made it, right?
Yeah.
And when you realize there are 360 degrees in a circle, there are 360 ways to approach every challenge, every issue, and taking the mask off is about realizing you have the ability to see all those other options. And if you don't, ask somebody else from their perspective, because we're all looking at the world through different windows.
Yeah. It gets pretty deep and pretty like some real like mind-blowing things when you start to break it down. Because I think of that too, like I like how you said we look at it from different windows. Because I've often thought, what does it look like from that person's perspective? Like, what are they seeing when we're looking at the same thing? What are they seeing? Because you do have to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Because I want to tell people, oh my God, it's red, or it's green, or it's so easy, it's blah blah blah. But then I've learned in third degree work and whatnot to say, wait a minute. Again, they're going to see it differently. Let's put ourselves. What is that called when you put yourself? That's empathy, or what is that called? Is that empathy,
when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes?
Yeah,
I think it's empathy. What's that thing? Dusty agrees. We've got 3 people saying empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Code switching noun, the practice. Code switching noun, the practice of alternating between 2 or more languages or varieties of language and conversation. That's what we do in levels of understanding as well.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, cool. Well, look at Nim getting all.
This is how you stay a student, right? I love to have students because I've already answered all the questions I could think of. And I need some people to ask me some new questions.
No, it's true. It's true. And we sometimes get stuck as teachers and as mentors or high priestesses or whatever we are in the community. And we need that challenge. We need that new information. Like, oh, okay, yeah, because you can get stuck.
You can. You can.
What do you think? What do you think of this card? Like, if does anyone want to take a stab at if they got this in a 1-card oracle reading? What do you think it would mean? Like, what would it mean for you, Bella, if like someone pulled this card and said, "Here's your card of the day. Your card of the day is this."
I would feel like I was missing something important in the situation, that I was going through a really sacred lesson and I was not treating it as a sacred lesson. I was treating it as an inconvenience, and I would need to take the blinders off and maybe pray about it and reflect on it and treat it like a magical lesson, find gratitude, and look for the deep meaning or the mystery within.
So this is why I love our chats, because I love that our perspective, because we've gotten several of these cards where we have completely different perspectives. I love that you said that, but this is my take on it. If I got this today, it would mean trust my instinct. Like, trust that I don't need to see, I need to feel, almost like the third eye is going to see for me. So I don't need my physical eyes. I need to trust my third eye. I need to trust my instinct. I need to trust that everything is flowing around me the way it's supposed to, and things are going to come to me when they're supposed to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You did get to talk to the artist, though. Namir said this would tell me that I'm learning something deeper here than I am aware of, and I would adjust my perspective to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. I don't know if anyone else wants to take a stab at it, or do we want to hop on to the next topic?
Well, I love this because I just want to say that Spring Mysteries Festival is open for registration right now. And if you want to come to the Mysteries, this is like a bucket list kind of thing. Spring Mysteries is the restored mysteries from ancient Greece that you read about, for like that they talk about in all of the ancient like mystery schools. Eleusis was a big deal, and we have restored that, and you don't need a passport to get there if you're in the United States. It's in Washington State. It's as close as your airport, right? Because it's held right at the Airport Convention Center at the Hilton. And it is, it's 4 days of communing with the gods and being in Demeter's holy city and learning what happened back then and what the gods want you to know today. It changed my life going. It's transformational, and it's an initiatory experience, but not like you become initiated into Wicca. You become initiated into the mysteries of the Great Mother.
Yeah.
So put that springmysteries.com. We're also registering for Sickle. Today is the last day to go to register for Sickle at early bird discount prices. That is sickle.atcwicca.org. Sickle.atcwicca.org. So they go up at midnight, get registered. We're having animal familiars. Lola, animal familiars. You know, there's not a lot out there on familiars. I have bought a bad book that I didn't like because it had one paragraph about familiars, and I was so disappointed. We have the opportunity to just channel the information from Hecate. So that's what we're doing. She asked us to do this year. And so everybody is going to be presenting Hecate with a familiar and talking about those magics and letting you interact with animals. There's going to be a miniature horse there. We're going to have a whale watcher tour guide talk about whales. The Woodland Zoo is going to be there. There's going to be a guy that's a falconer. He's going to have an owl that lets you pet it. And there's going to be snakes and a tarantula. It's going to be off the chain. I am so excited about Agate Sickle Festival. I don't even know. I have never seen a pagan festival where they had animal familiars for people to work with. Yeah, and one of the guy that's holding Frog actually works with frogs. He's got 2 frogs. They're blue, and he's bringing them to Hecate Sickle Festival. It's going to be great.
Oh, that's so exciting. And there's a lot of misinformation about familiars. So I think this will be a really good, because you're right. There's many school of thoughts on what a familiar is. So I think this will be really good for people to experience it on this kind of level.
I mean, there's nothing like hearing from people who are actually doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he has frogs, Namir, and we did not know he had frogs when we cast him. It is further proof that the goddess goes, this one for this.
Oh my God, you didn't have any idea?
We did not, and he's brand new to cast. So he's a beautiful man. His name is Pip. He sings and plays guitar, and he's going to teach us about frog magic through healing through sound.
Oh my God. Okay. So, we have our property taxes that come up in October and April. That's why it's really hard for us sometimes to make festival. But it's easier in April to make Spring Mysteries because we get tax return. Okay. So I'm going to talk to my husband about because I'm like hearing all these familiar stuff, and I'm like, I want to go. Maybe I'll just go by myself, and my husband can sit at home.
So I hadn't told you what I'm doing. I'm so excited. I had this riveting experience with this shape-shifting ritual. Okay. Mm-hmm. I shape-shifted into 9 animals. My kids were in the room with me while it was happening, and there was barking and jumping around and slithering on the floor. The kids did it. It was great. We all had this incredible experience. We're going to have a shape-shifting ritual Friday night.
Nice.
Me and Cara are going to do it for you.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Well, that sounds awesome. Awesome.
And then we're going to shape-shift into a magical creature. After incorporating all of these powers, we're going to shape-shift into a magical creature Saturday night.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So much fun.
You had me at frog.
We're going to have so much fun. It is going to be off the chain. And it's at a hotel, so you don't have to camp, and you don't have to worry how you're going to charge your cell phone or stay in touch with your babysitter or whatever else you got to do, right? Like it is in civilization. There's a hot tub and a fire pit and a circle. It's perfect. It's perfect for a pagan paradise.
The word frog just popped up on the screen.
He has frogs. Magic is real. Magic is real.
Awesome.
Okay, so
want to move on to the next topic?
I do. That's what that so was leading into. You read my mind. The maiden.
The maiden. Isn't she cute? Isn't she just
beautiful? So, I called my daughters maidens.
Yeah.
Until they were not maidens.
Not maidens. Well, now this is what I like about this energy. Because there's maiden, mother, and then we talk about queen, which will come up in a couple weeks, and crone. And debate, when you explain it to someone, like, what is that? And it's like, okay, well, it's that time of your life, and you like when you were before when you were like, what depends on like how things happen to you in your life, but it's that new energy. It's virginal. It's before you really
innocent, fresh, excited.
Yep.
On the hunt.
And so people like our age in our 50s, which by the way, we look amazing for being in our 50s. I just want to say, but I think why we look so good, Bella, is we get in touch with maiden energy a lot, right? You can be any age and any gender or whatever as you identify, and just get in touch with that maiden energy.
Well, you know why witches don't age, Lola?
Because they drink newborn baby's blood. No, just kidding. What?
Yes, it's the baby's blood. You're right. No, it's because we go diesel in circle. And the natural energy of the universe is Widdershins on this side of the globe, right? This northern hemisphere. And so the Widdershins energy causes us to age, but we go diesel and we try to spend our energy diesel, right? And we focus on it because it's not naturally occurring, and that slows the aging process. And then, of course, if you do the rites of immortality at Yule, you just keep all of the lessons, but you get rid of everything that ages you.
Yep.
That's why we don't age, baby.
Yeah, we don't. Which don't crack. I don't know.
I'm 183.
I sometimes like to tell people I'm older than I am, and they're like, wow. And I'm like, no. But no, it's also when you know, like we were talking about the mysteries before this, when you get those keys to those mysteries, you kind of, it's the fountain of youth, right? Which don't crack. Brenda liked my comment.
Which don't crack. Hey, Brenda.
It's the fountain of youth, right? It's the cauldron of Caradwen. You know, it is our there is immortality in what we do, and when you tap into that, you live longer, you look better, you feel better, and it's also, we are very much about taking care of ourselves. But I love getting into maiden energy. I think that for a woman of my age, and I feel like I have tapped into maiden energy this past like 6 months. Something has just clicked in me where I am just like, I feel things are new and fresh. And that is such a wonderful feeling when you can tap into that and you can say, oh my God, my maiden's coming out, right?
Well, absolutely. But I think we all feel like that because we have a very bright future ahead of us. Like, we know that the challenges aren't over, but the goddess has given us the light at the end of the tunnel. And we know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we know what we have to do to get there. And so we're just excited to go about doing it because it's what we want to do anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and so it is very refreshing and renewing. Yes, I totally feel you. It was like we just came out of the, you know, how Game of Thrones was like, winter is coming, winter is coming. And we all said that stuff. See, that's the power of the stuff. And then we had a 3-year set at home.
Yeah.
Winter. Yeah.
Well, we did. I mean, it's also a part of, you know, the things that go along with maiden energy are spring energy. So, you know, we're in summer, but, you know, gosh, that spring that came couldn't have come quick enough because of, you know, and especially when you're going through your, like, whatever you're going through personally in your life. So like during the dark time of the year, it just seems to always happen. Things tend to kind of go wah wah when you're hibernating, you're in that dark time of year. So coming up into the spring and that free and playful energy, gosh, it is so important. It helps us stay connected to our youth, because I feel young at heart. I think that's also the key to looking good, is being young at heart and having fun, having that maiden energy. Do you want to tell us about some goddesses that are associated with maiden energy?
Well, I was going to say, you know, maiden energy is, you've got Artemis, the huntress, right? What are maidens looking for? A lot of them, like, you know, they start out as young kids looking for toys, and then they start looking for friends, then they start looking for boyfriends, and they start looking for husbands. Maidens are on the hunt. That's one of the things. She's hunting right now. She's looking for butterflies and hunting for wildlife to interact with. Maidens love animals. They're very nurturing. They like babies. They like to take care of things. They can't wait to have their own kids. Sometimes they don't want to have their own children, but they really like, if that's the case, they usually have a bunch of stuffed animals and stuff like that. It manifests in some kind of way. And it's exciting and fresh and new, and you just want to dance all night and have a great time, and you're just full of energy. You also sometimes lack confidence. You sometimes lack depth. You sometimes lack wisdom. impulsiveness, there's two sides of this coin, because like the crone, if you might not be so spry, but you are quicker to you're quicker to rethink a decision and make the right choice, not so impulsive. So maidens, I'm thinking
would Persephone or the Kore? That's a maiden.
Yeah, the Kore. Persephone is really the queen. She's changing woman. She comes after Demeter, which we think of her as Demeter's daughter, but really, like on the wheel, that's part of the mystery, right? She comes after Demeter. She's the queen.
Yeah.
Kore turns into Persephone.
Yeah.
And her, so Kore for sure. Aphrodite definitely is a maiden. Hathor would be a maiden goddess. Atalanta, Iris. I'm thinking other Arianrod. I'm thinking Freya. No, Freya's a queen. Freya's a queen.
Yeah.
She's queen.
She's more queenie.
Morgan? I'm not sure. I used to be a comparative theology nut, and now I'm kind of focused on the Eleusinian mysteries, so I can talk Greek. Yeah. But once we start wandering out of the Greek, I'm like, I used to know all those answers. I'm not so sure now.
Well, our heads get full of things, and sometimes we got to make room for it.
Yeah, you got to delete that information so you can put in new. You only got so much RAM. Yes. Hestia's often thought of as a maiden, but she's closer to the queen because of her liminal independence.
Yeah.
Yes. Hestia is the virgin queen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenna. Iris and Psyche are maidens. Yes.
Yeah. Look at your students coming to the answering the questions. I love it. They're good.
They're good stuff.
They're good girls. Good girls. Go ahead.
I love that the maiden has such tenacity, though. She goes after what she wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because she doesn't know any better. As we get older and we get more education or more experiences, we tend to sometimes become more cautious, right? So the maiden to me is like the fool card. It's like just taking that leap of faith and because you don't know better, and it's like, well, let's see what happens. And sometimes we miss that because taking those chances. But as we get older, sometimes we get a little more jaded. But we can still tap into that, taking chances, looking at things from a new perspective, right? We were talking about perspective earlier. So it's all about how you feel and how you want to approach life. And I think that it's important for everyone to honor their maiden energy. When we do our Seeker's Path talk, we have some men that attend, and I always tell them, you're in touch with your maiden energy too. Like it's not, doesn't have to be gender based. It's energy based.
Yes. Brenna's got a good point here. She still has her dreams. She hasn't been shut down.
And pursuing energy that's so high. Yeah. And I think that's so important to get in touch with that.
Well, people forget to respect children too. Like, I don't know what the heck's wrong. I'm loving these Gen X TikToks and stuff, these new Gen X comedians, because I'm finding out that everybody was raised like feral children, not just me. So it really makes me happy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry y'all were raised like that. But that's why I went into ministry, because I had such an unsatisfactory childhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But so I would say when people did things in front of my kids that was disrespectful to them, I would say, please don't disrespect my maidens.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it would make those people go, oh, okay. Bella's these are my daughters. How dare you talk like that in front of them? How dare you smoke in front of them? But I was very serious. These are my daughters.
Yeah.
And I will not, I'm Mama Bear when it comes to my children.
Absolutely.
I know you're the same way.
Yeah, I'm a Mama Bear. You're a Leo. So Leo's not just Mama Bear, that's Mama Lion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Nim had a really cool comment about being inspired by watching the maidens in the craft, like Brenna and Stacia. So that's another type of maiden in our coven work, right?
We hadn't talked about that one. That's a good point, Namir. I am Mama Bear about my students too. Yes. So the maiden.
Yeah.
So the maiden assists the high priestess, and there is a crone role too, although Wicca's so new, we usually don't have anybody around to do that job. When you do, it's very special. So you have the maiden is the one who is coming up and learning, and she's the first in line to be the high priestess. If something happens to the high priestess, the maiden steps into that role. She also carries the sword. The maiden carries the sword because that makes her appear as though she's the high priestess. And should the circle be attacked during the working, if somebody wants to harm the high priestess, then the maiden is there as a decoy so the wisdom can be preserved. She's also usually well skilled in how to wield the sword. This is all lore. We don't do this now. Obviously, we don't sword fight, but symbolically, the maiden still carries the sword and protects the high priestess when there are reasons to protect her. You know, she she learns how to run the coven. She does like the governing, and so that the high priestess can teach and be available to talk to people and help spiritually counsel folks.
Yeah.
So the maiden's a huge role in the coven. It is a big deal. And then the crone role, we'll talk about the crone role later. Remind me when we come up to that one. There's also a crone role. Yeah. And you know, I have been really blessed by having some amazing maidens in my life. And what I have learned is you have to be a good follower to be a good leader. You have to listen. You have to be able to duplicate what your leader's asking you to do in order to learn how to be a leader yourself.
Yep.
So
I love that. My maiden in our coven is she's my second in charge, second in command. She's my right hand woman, you know, and it's an important role, and it's nice to have that to fall back on because the high priestess does do a lot. And you know, we still are a small coven, so I'm still bringing up more people to get into more roles, and but it's just nice to have that backup and that person that like she could run a whole ritual. She could do whatever I need her to do. Like if I had to take a hiatus or I got sick or whatever, you know, your maiden needs to be that person that can be like, okay, I'm stepping in. I can do all this. And that's really good to have. Yeah.
That is really good to have. Well, Lola, tell people how they can get some more Lola in their life should they want to, because, you know, you're taking students.
Do you want to first talk about the card? What if you got this in a reading?
We can, but you brought up students. So, I mean,
we've got time.
I thought you could
talk
about how they find you.
Our coven, you can find me on Facebook under Lola Starr. You can find me on Discord under Lola Stardust. You can find me, I'm all over Facebook under Lola Starr. There you go, Lola Stardust at wiccanseminary.edu. If you're interested in our coven, if you're interested in doing any student, having any one-on-one student work, please get a hold of us. Get a hold of me. Us. I have multiple personalities, apparently. Get a hold of us.
Get a hold of us. Well, you're the head of an organization. That's an appropriate thing to say.
Yeah. Yes. Do you want to talk about what you would do if you got this card? What it would mean for you?
Yeah, if I got this card, I would think something new is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I was going to be really excited about it, reinvigorated. I would be super happy that there was a butterfly that was going to renew my world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of me too. I was telling you, I feel very maiden energy right now. There's so many new things happening in my relationships. I'm feeling very, I'm just very light on my feet. I am feeling, so it's kind of already telling me what I already know. Um, Basically like, yep, embrace it. It's great. Have a, because, as we always say, winter is coming. So enjoy this moment.
Right. Enjoy the moment. Gosh, man, that's the second time that's come up today. Enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the
Enjoy
moment.
the moment. That's twice. Okay. So that's
Hey.
the message of the day. Namir wants to know, does that reflect in Demeter, High Priestess? She's the sweetest lady until you mess with her babies or students. Does that reflect in Demeter, High Priestess, and Corey's maiden relationship?
Oh.
Are we talking about new and fun things come on with? Yes. Yes, I think I understand. Do you understand what she's asking?
She's asking about the high priestess and the maiden relationship. Does that reflect with Demeter and Corey? Is it like a high priestess maiden type relationship? It could be, yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the high priestess provides opportunities for her students, and so it's very much like a mother. It's a very nurturing kind of role, or it could be really stern and sometimes abusive and ugly, just like mother relationships. You want to make sure you get with somebody who is who jives with your energy and that makes you happy and provides you opportunities that bring about your growth, that you can blossom under them. Are you growing and feeling good about yourself, or do you find yourself dreading and talking poorly about and maybe avoiding your high priestess? If you're doing those things, there's a problem. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem with the high priestess.
No.
Just means there's a problem you need to talk about. It's very probably a shadow issue that you need to work out, but it could be that your high priestess is mean. I don't know. They're out there, right? I don't know. You gotta make sure that you don't take for granted that it's you, but also always look at you first. And if there's a pattern, then of course you are looking for somebody who is going to nurture you and love you and provide opportunities for you while giving you appropriate limits and helping you grow in a kind way. If I say, you can't be late, you can't be late. That's not being mean. That is a boundary. That is not being mean. Now, if you show up late and I humiliate you in front of everybody and scream and holler and throw things from the altar at you, that's mean. That's different.
Exactly. Yeah. Brenna said if she got this card, it would be new and fun things coming my way. Keep your eyes open and watch the patterns.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's a fun card to get.
Yes, it is a fun card to get. It's a great place to be in too.
Yeah. The energy is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, Bella.
You're welcome, Mimir. Thank you for being here. I wanted to say, Lola, that I'm taking students too. And so if you want to get some more Bella in your life, Belladonna LaVeau on Facebook, or you can look up Belladonna LaVeau. I'm on all kinds of things. I will answer you everywhere except for usually LinkedIn. I just don't check that profile. And I'm terrible about that Elon Musk thing too. I don't do the Twitter too much. But Facebook is the best place to get me, or you can email me at bella@atcwicca.org. I'm all about the love, and it was really good to be here with you today. Alana Hamilton says, Maiden acquires the mother energy early on. I remember that from Spring Mysteries last year, Demeter having problems growing things as Corey was a part of her. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. They need each other. They work in concert together. So, I missed you last week, Bella. I'm glad we're back.
You too, my dear sister.
We're back on track. We're back on track.
I got to see you in person at GodCon, and it was glorious.
It was so wonderful. We had such a great time. Oh my gosh. It was so beautiful.
Your Aphrodite was breathtaking.
Oh, thank you. I see maiden energy. I'm feeling her so much. She's a big part of my energy. Yeah, it's
She's
been
a
great.
big part of me all the time. I love
I
me
know
some Aphrodite. Yes.
I know she's a part of your energy. But I've had struggles in the past with connecting with her, so it feels really good to connect with that energy. So
I do. You look like you were a normal, regular one of us, priestess of Aphrodite. You wore it well. She was beautiful on you. I'm glad that you were able to experience that. That's beautiful.
It was wonderful. Well, we'll see you guys next week. How much you want to bet next week's topic is going to be mother?
I would bet money on it.
I would bet money on it too. It's going to be mother. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button.